Welcome and thank you for tuning in. You're listening to the Beyond 50 radio program. I'm Daniel Davis. As many of you have followed our program over the years, you realize that what we like to talk about for people are sustainable, organic, and healthy practices. This becomes very important, especially as we get older, because of how our skin begins to age. So instead of going out and trying to save money when it comes to using these kind of conditioners and creams on our skin, then you might want to think about a more reasonable approach, which is using more organic moisturizing body care. We're going to learn today the power of organic ingredients when it comes to using an entire body care line and how they not only moisturize but also help heal many skin conditions and why they work so well. Joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program today is co-owner of Sage Stone Botanicals. She's going to be talking with us about this very thing and what we can do to be sure that we use the right kind of moisturizers and conditioners for our skin. I'd like to welcome to the Beyond 50 radio program today our guest, Lynn Sumner. Lynn, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Daniel. It's a pleasure to be here.
You seem to have an extensive background when it comes to this kind of work. Tell us about that.
Well, I've been around for quite a few years. Started back in, I started as a dental assistant, so I dealt with a lot of people that had a lot of issues with their skin, being in the office myself and working with chemicals. Then I worked in the cosmetic field. I did color analysis. And so I worked with a lot of cosmetics. I had a situation back then that I found some of the cosmetics that I was using, I had a reaction to. And this actual reaction stayed with me for 10 years. So I'm aware of the situations that we can get if we have something that has a lot of chemicals that can react to your skin. After that, basically the last 9 years, I've been out selling at various venues in the Pacific Northwest aloe creams, which have worked pretty well for people. And then in 2008, I started running a most effective detox program. And so through all of that, I've been able to see the kinds of skin conditions that people have had, what's caused the skin conditions. Nobody really knew. So they would run around trying to figure out, what do I do? You know, I've tried everything. I've gone to doctors. Doctors have given me creams, mostly steroid or cortisones. And those, of course, they weaken the immune system. And they itch like crazy when they have eczema and psoriasis. And they scratch a lot of times till it bleeds because they have nothing that helps them. And so I've seen the results of what chemicals and toxins, how they affect the body, and how people feel day to day from these skin conditions. And they really don't have a lot of answers.
Now, what drew you towards Sage Botanicals?
Well, I myself started, even though I had worked with aloe creams and they were very good, I started noticing that my skin, as I got older, was developing some redness, and what I was using wasn't really working anymore. And, you know, I have a tendency to eat all organic foods myself, so I figured if I'm giving my body all the organic foods that it needs, then I should also be putting these organic products on my skin and keep the chemicals off my own skin. You know, what we don't really understand a lot is the fact that our skin is the largest organ in the body. And what happens is that anything we put on the skin gets absorbed into it. So since I had the sensitivity myself, I decided that I needed to find something. and it was very difficult to find. I just came across Sage Stone Botanicals at a show and tried it, and I was amazed at how great it really was. So that's how I came to be a part of it.
Now, you were mentioning earlier in the program, Lynn, that a lot of times when it comes to this kind of skincare, there tends to be a lot of things out there on the market that have a lot of, I guess, chemicals. So tell us about some of the chemicals and what's out there and how potentially harmful they can be.
Well, there are a lot of chemicals, and this is something that we see everywhere. The market has managed to find some of them that they've tried to take out of our lotions and things. Like there's lots of preservatives like DHT. There's thickening agents, polysorbate 80. There's parabens, which most people are aware of, and that's why you see a lot of paraben-free lotions. There's sodium lauryl sulfate, which is known to be quite an irritant, but yet they put it in all kinds of personal hygiene products, shampoos, toothpaste, mouthwashes, soaps, and detergents. Of course, you'll see a lot of them that don't have the sodium lauryl sulfate in it anymore, but you have to watch for it. The other thing, too, is even though it says that it's paraben-free and sodium lauryl sulfate-free, you really have to still look at the ingredients because there are still a lot of ingredients out there that we shouldn't be putting on our skin at all. And, we had a saying years ago that if you can't pronounce it, then you shouldn't eat it, when we came to our food. And I think this still holds true for lotions and shower gels and anything else we put on our skin. Because if we can't pronounce it, then how do we know what it is and what it's going to do to us?
Mm-hmm. It's just so interesting, especially when it comes to people going out to save money on these things. Well, this is so expensive, and you hear that over and over from people, and you say, well, think about the alternative, what this is doing to you over time, what that may cost you.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, there was an article that I read not too long ago where it said that the average woman puts 200 chemicals on their body each day. And they say 60% of that is absorbed into the skin. Well, maybe only 60, but I think it's a little higher than that. But that's a lot when you think about it. But look at what we're doing. We're putting shower gels, we're putting lotions, we're putting creams. It's amazing. Deodorants. Think of everything that you use on a daily basis that you're putting on your skin. And people say, well, it's just a little bit. They only have a little bit of chemicals in it. Okay, that's probably true. And if you were going to use a teaspoon of that once a week, maybe it wouldn't be so bad. But when you're putting lotions all over your body every day, that's a lot. It's not just a little minute amount anymore. It's a large amount of product. And you build up over the years, that gets absorbed into the skin. I mean, let's look at why they had such a thing about parabens. The reason they did is because parabens were found in the cancerous tumors in breast cancer. So they said, oh, gosh, is this being absorbed and into the skin and accumulating? And that's why parabens were such a bad thing that they decided to now be aware that these could be cancerous. So we do really have to look at what is out there. We have to read the labels. And if you don't know what that is, if you can't read it, if you need a chemical engineering degree to understand what that means, then maybe you shouldn't put it on there until you absolutely know what it is.
Sounds like a pretty easy piece of advice there. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. But it's amazing how many people don't read the label.
Isn't that true? I think if you're finding anything in a box, you should be reading labels. Now, I was going to ask you that you have a really interesting, extensive line of things that you offer out there. Tell us a little bit more about those so our listeners can get a better idea.
Well, we have our body lotions, and they're actually in 6 flavors. I call them flavors. But there's jasmine, lavender, milk and honey, peppermint, tangerine, and lemongrass, as well as unscented. Because some people do have a sensitivity to scents or any kind of flavor, shall I say? But these are amazing lotions, and they can be used on the face as well, or all over the body, wherever you want to use it. We have a hand and heel repair cream, which has the same 6 flavors, which do help repair dry, cracked heels, hands. It is a really heavy-duty healing cream, and so it's very effective because it doesn't have parabens, it doesn't have lauryl sulfate. They don't have the chemicals that other products put in. And we also have our bath and shower gels and hand soaps. They're in 3 flavors, lavender, peppermint, and unscented. And these are great. We've had nurses, bartenders that have used these, that they find that it helps their skin tremendously because they moisturize the skin. They don't dry it out like the hand sanitizers and the antibacterial soaps that nurses have to use constantly on a daily basis when they're working. And then we have lip balms with 2 flavors, tangerine and peppermint. Again, they're all organic. And then we also have an interesting one, which is an organic citronella bug repellent lotions and sprays. You know, a lot of people don't realize how much chemicals that are in these bug repellents that they use on their skin. And DEET is it's a poison, it's a toxin. But people will use it all the time just because they want to keep bugs away. But ours is organic, and it works really well. So those are basically our products.
Now, it's interesting about these Sage Botanicals being natural and holistic. Tell us about the kind of ingredients that you use, where they come from, that sort of a thing.
Well, one of the things that makes our products so effective in not only healing and moisturizing is the actual ingredients themselves. We start with aloe, and I don't think there's anybody that doesn't know the power of aloe. It's probably one of the most healing agents on the planet, and it's a botanical. It's a moisturizer. It's a skin protectant. It's an anti-inflammatory, an antifungal, as well as an analgesic, so it helps with pain and inflammation. It can be used just about on anything, from athlete's feet to any kind of sore achy muscle, anything like that. So that's a great, awesome product. So that's our first product, first ingredient in our products. We have jojoba oil, and this also is an anti-inflammatory. It reduces acne-related problems. It's an antibacterial. It reduces psoriasis, arthritis. It fights aging. It has a high content of vitamin E, and it provides rapid absorption and it doesn't clog the pores. This is another thing that people don't understand, is that there are a lot of products out there that actually have a tendency to clog your pores. And if they clog your pores, then your skin doesn't breathe, and then you start having problems with your skin. Almond oil is another one. This improves blood circulation, and it's great for infections, chapped skin, dark circles, acne. It has vitamin A, D, and E in it, and it's an anti-inflammatory as well. And then we have avocado oil. It's good for eczema, psoriasis, burns, wounds, dry, itchy skin. It's an antioxidant. Contains, again, vitamin A, D, and E. So it's a production of collagen as well, and it reduces age spots. We have shea butter. Now, this is considered one of the most and the best moisturizers, and it improves elasticity. It's an anti-inflammatory, and it's great for muscle ache, repairs wrinkles and fine lines. It's a skin strengthener. It also produces collagen, and it's great for dry, cracked heels and skin, burns, eczema, dermatitis, and it helps to heal bruising and soreness. So, and this also has a high content of vitamin A and E. And cocoa butter, chapped and burned skin and lips, it's good for. It prevents rancidity, reduces the formation of stretch marks. It heals and moisturizes the skin. We also have vitamin E all by itself in there, which is an anti-aging, antioxidant, and speeds the cellular regeneration. It's great for helping to heal scars and acne, wrinkles, lines, age spots. We also have rosemary extract, which helps kill bacteria, fungal, and viruses. It's great for wounds and burns, any kind of dermatitis, acne, eczema, psoriasis. The oil helps stimulate cell renewal, which is very important, while infusing moisture and improving skin circulation. And a lot of people don't realize, too, that in order to heal something, you have to have circulation. So with our products, we do have this one in particular that helps with circulation. We also have the rosehip seed oil, and this one is added to our Hand and Heel cream, and this is an antioxidant, and it also hydrates and it takes care of itchy skin. And then we have our hemp seed oil, which is also added to our Hand and Heel cream, and this contains omega-3 and fatty acids, which are key components in maintaining healthy skin. It's also an anti-inflammatory and helps treat acne. And this one is great for psoriasis, eczema, red and blotchy skin, and it relieves itchiness and redness. And, you know, so in summary, we have basically 3 antibacterial ingredients. We have 6 ingredients that are anti-aging properties. We have analgesic pain reliever properties. We have 3 that help increase circulation, and 6 that have anti-inflammatory properties. So as you can see, it's very power-packed with great moisturizing and healing properties. And that's the reason I believe that we have had such great results on this.
That's just so outstanding to know something out there is just as natural as it sounds. It sounds like something you can actually take internally, not that you would recommend that.
No, I wouldn't quite recommend that, but I'm sure if you put it on a cold sore, it would probably be fine, but I wouldn't necessarily ingest it, no.
Mm-hmm. Well, now, tell us about the kind of results that people that you have worked with when it comes to Sage Stone Botanicals have experienced.
Well, we've had just tremendous results. We've had I've seen blisters go away in 48 hours. Now, I don't know about you, but I've had blisters before, and they just
They don't go away in 48
around.
hours usually.
Yeah, they stick around and usually have to, pop them, or they split open, and then you're left with the pain of that open skin. But that was an amazing thing to see a blister go away in 48 hours. I mean, it was like nothing I had ever seen before. I've seen it help with itching and pain, and help the healing of shingles. Now, that's not a pretty thing to have. And to have something that helps with the skin to protect it and keep it from itching and actually help in the healing process was amazing. I've had people come up to me and tell me that their dry, cracked heels are now soft and smooth for the first time. My skin personally has never been this soft and silky. People, are amazed at how soft my skin is, especially at my age. I have been using the lotion and the cream on my face for almost a year now, and I have less red blotches and more even tone to my skin. And I'll tell you, I have used a lot of products in my day. So to say that is quite something. I have a customer that uses our lotion on her 2.5-year-old girl, and she won't let her use anything else because she knows it's safe for her and doesn't have the chemicals in it that would affect her in the long run. And so if you don't mind, I'd like to read some of our success stories.
Yes, please.
This one I think is one of my favorites. I have suffered from psoriasis for 7 years. At first, it was just a couple of little patches, but then it started showing up on my elbows, hands, forehead, and knees. I tried several different creams and other things that are supposed to help, but could never find anything that would completely clear my skin up. I started using Sage Stone Botanical Hand and Heel Cream about 6 months ago, and my office manager told me about it. I read the brochure, and it said it helped with psoriasis, so I decided to give it a try. Since I have been using it, my hands are completely healed, and I noticed about an 80% difference on my elbows and other areas of my body. I have never had any other product work this fast or this well. On top of clearing my skin of the ugly red scaly spots, it makes my skin feel incredibly soft. I give this lotion 5 stars. Do yourself a favor and give it a try. Michelle. That's pretty powerful.
Definitely sounds that way.
When you have psoriasis, not many people know this, but psoriasis, they will always tell them that it's not curable. So no matter what they do, giving them cortisones or steroids just doesn't handle it. So they go through life. I mean, this poor girl would wear long-sleeve hoodies all the time because of this. And it was, it's an awful thing to have to deal with. And yet there's no cure for it. So when she found this and got such fabulous results, it just made her whole life change around. So, and that's what I love about this product is that I know how effective it can be for people to help with these kinds of skin conditions. Here's another one, another psoriasis. My husband has a bad patch of psoriasis under his knee for over a year. I read up on this condition to see what we could do as it was getting bigger. It was as big as about the size of the palm of my hand. He had tried in the past many types of healing lotions and prescription strength cortisone and jojoba oil and the like. None of these even put a dent in the spot. Just last night, as we were getting ready to head to bed, he tells me that he put some Sage Stone lotion on his leg the night before. He showed it to me. There was nothing there. It was a total miracle, 100% healed, and overnight. So you can see it's just amazing how quickly, things, when you're using natural products and you don't have other chemicals that are counterbalancing what you're doing. So it really is amazing how quickly these work. Here's another one, our Hand and Heel Cream, which is one of my favorites. I have been using Sage Stone Botanicals Hand and Heel Cream for the last 17 days, and I am so excited with the results so far. I have old, dry, hard, and calloused feet, and was of the impression that I would never have soft feet again. I've been using the cream every night at bedtime by lathering it on the problem areas, rubbing it in, and then putting on a pair of socks. This cream has softened my feet and reduced the dryness and hardness. I am on my way to having soft feet again. This stuff really works. I am so excited to have softer-looking feet for the next sandal season. I have experienced that myself over the years. I have tried to get soft heels, and everything I tried just didn't quite do it. But when I tried the Hand and Heel Cream for Sage Stone Botanicals, amazing. Within a week, I had the softest heels I had had since I was in my 20s. So it's very effective. This one is on the lip balm that we have. I have always had trouble finding an effective lip balm for myself. I began using Sage Stone Botanicals lip balm when I had an awful reaction to a commercial lip balm, causing them to swell and burn. I put Sage Stone Botanicals lip balm on, and it soothed my lips immediately. Ever since then, I have used only Sage Stone Botanical products. They are amazing. I am an RN, and I'm constantly washing my hands. The soap provided by the hospital is severely damaging to the skin. I keep a small bottle of Sage Stone Botanicals hand soap in my scrubs and use it exclusively. The healing oils in this amazing soap have helped my hands tremendously. From all of the nurses on my floor, thank you, Jeannie. And then I have another one from a bartender. It has the same problem. A bartender, my hands are constantly in water. The soap I was using was leaving my hands cracked and raw. I started using Sage Stone Botanicals hand soap, and within a week my hands had improved dramatically and started healing. I now buy it in bulk and use nothing else. I've turned all my coworkers onto it as well. Jennifer. So as you can see, we've had some fabulous results from this, and I think a lot of it is because not only we have such powerful natural ingredients, but we don't have the chemicals to cause a problem with the skin.
Right.
I mean, when you look at some of the things that we have in there, I mean, alcohol, believe it or not, they actually put alcohol in lotions and soaps. Now, why do you think they do that?
Well, my best guess would be for cleaning or disinfecting.
Yeah, but if it dries out your skin, what are you going to do?
I'm thinking this is a trick question.
Well, you're going to use more of the lotion because your hands are going to be dry, right?
Right, exactly.
Because it does dry out your skin. So, yeah, it's very important that we read the ingredients and find out exactly what's in it. And I can't stress that enough. I mean, it truly is what makes the difference. I mean, I have tried other lotions, and I can tell you the difference between, 13 marvelous oils to fit 20 or 30 lots of chemicals is, I mean, let's face it, which would you rather do? Feed your skin with something healthy or, douse it with chemicals? I mean, we get enough chemicals in the air and all the other things that we use, whether it's soaps, whether it's laundry detergent. I mean, we just really have to look at what we're doing to our skin. We're exposing our skin to so much chemicals, and our skin is our first line of defense for our body.
This is also amazing, and first of all, I want to thank you for taking the time to join us on the program to talk about Sage Stone Botanicals. Now, where can people find out more information about this, or how they can perhaps even get a hold and experience this for themselves?
Well, they can go to sagestonebotanicals.com. They can go to our website and find out about that. If they have any questions at all, they can contact me personally. I have no problem with people asking me questions about anything, what I can help them with. I really love helping people find a suitable answer for their skin conditions. So they can call me or email me. My email is sagestonebodycare@gmail.com.
Well, very good, and I can say on a note that I had actually tried a sample of Sage Stone Botanicals, and it's very addicting. It's very interesting how you feel. It's very alive feeling, to say the least. Excellent, excellent products here, definitely.
Yeah. And I think that's true. What you do, that's what you feel. You feel, it's like when you eat something really good for your body will tell you, wow, this feels really good. And the same is true with this. That was one of the same reactions I had when I first tried it. I go, wow, my body really likes this. It really feels good.
Pretty amazing when you feel good what you're willing to do, huh?
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much, Lynn, for joining us here on the Beyond 50 radio program. And one more time for our listeners, if you could give out that website information.
Sure. sagestonebotanicals.com and sagestonebodycare@gmail.com.
Well, very good. Lynn, thank you again for joining us here on the program today.
And thank you, Daniel, for giving me this opportunity to share my products, and I hope it's been educational as well. I know that's what we really strive for, is educating the public to how they can improve their life.
Absolutely. Thank you again, Lynn.
Thank you.
We want to thank you, the listeners out there, for joining us. You can also discover more at Beyond50Radio.com. That is the number 50. Sign up for our free weekly e-newsletter as well, and keep up to date on what's going on. You can also follow us on Twitter at Beyond50Radio and also on Facebook as well. I'm Daniel Davis. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Beyond 50 radio program, and remember, live your day past halfway.